Welcome back. God bless you and God bless America. I'm your host, Steve, and this is the Liberal Letdown. Now, today we're going to talk about and make fun of some idiots over on MSNBC with some dumbass talking about some thousand-year Reich. We're going to discuss this Minnesota teacher that called for Brett Kavanaugh's death. And then we're going to tie it all up and talk about a mob of what look like kids attacking police officers in a house in Chicago. And I'm going to try and package it all together for you guys at the end here. So follow me, all right? All right. Now, this happened Sunday, okay? During Sunday's edition of MSNBC Live with Yasmin Vosugian, the panel had few kind words about Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation in the Supreme Court. As you can imagine, Danielle Moody Mills remarked on guest host Richard Liu's comment that President Trump had a very good week, saying it's just funny to me that a good week for Donald Trump is a horrible week for our democracy and the American public. Come on, how much more dramatic could you really be? That's dumb. That's stupid to say. Excuse me. That's really, really stupid to say. You're playing down nothing. Nothing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that Kavanaugh got confirmed. It was only made a big deal because you guys decided to try and put up a big fight about it. We really didn't care. Actual conservatives didn't even want him. Real conservatives did not want Kavanaugh. Real conservatives. Actual real Republicans were okay with Kavanaugh. Real conservatives did not want Kavanaugh. Because real conservatives don't think he's going to overturn Roe. Amy Coney Barrett would absolutely overturn Roe. I am convinced to my core she would. And I feel that the majority of legitimate conservatives agree. But, you know, they made it this big issue, and then you got to come out and defend him. I personally defended him over and over and over again. She also added, if this president is proud of a stolen seat and proud of now 2 sexual predators being on the Supreme Court, that is not a legacy I would want. Before expressing her desire for a blue tsunami. She's just stupid and dramatic, and she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's dumb. She really is dumb. And then, you know, stolen seat, 2 sexual predators. Are you kidding me, Clarence Thomas? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Guess what he was found? Innocent. Guess what Brett Kavanaugh was also found to be? Innocent. Because they did 7 FBI investigations into his life and found nothing. And yet it's still not good enough for these people. So that's why you just, and you know, you just can't give in to these people. You can't. You cannot give in to these people. And it's actually anti-conservative to think this way, right? Gotta be the bigger people. Gotta take the high road. Oh yeah, you know, you're right. We'll go ahead and do this because that's exactly what happened last week. Did that 7th investigation into Kavanaugh? They gave in for the benefit of the doubt to only be proven right, and then still get shit on for it. No more. No, because they wouldn't do it for you. Al Franken resigned because there was physical evidence that he was sexually assaulting people. Oh, Al Franken should come back. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Al Franken, no, absolutely not. You got pictures of him going and touching tits. Absolutely not. That is uncalled for. Comedian or not, she was sleeping, man. I mean, oh, it was a joke. I guess, well, she previously said that it wasn't, and then you went and did it anyway. So you thought it was a joke, but it's not. So then this great big fat black guy gets on here, and he says, he calls Trump the devil. And he says, oh, well, Trump's backing up his bargain. Which is hysterical because he complimented him after he insulted him. And then he says, he calls it a reign. As in, like, he's a tyrant. Why? The people voted Republicans into power. The people. The same people you are claiming to represent on national television. And you are speaking for, and you're still speaking the party line bullshit that got Republicans elected. This is his quote. This reign that they now have control over all three branches of government. We're going to see if this reign lasts for 30 days or 2 years or 1,000-year Reich. And the only white guy on this panel, the look on his face of, what? Is hysterical. Because, you know, the whole Hitler and all of it is just so tiring. And you call it a Reich. Why? I do not see conservatives marching down the street, taking, metropolitan cities hostage and directing traffic, assaulting motorists, while the police are too short-staffed to do anything about it. And if you don't know what I'm referring to Portland right now. Antifa took over some street and they were directing traffic through and just screaming at people, beating cars, threatening to beat people. Yeah, come on, hit me with your car, I'll beat your ass. I can't tell you how many times I heard that. The need to feel important to these people is hysterical and disgusting all at the same time. It's really great. And to sit there and be so dramatic and 1,000-year reign or 1,000-year Reich. 1,000-year Reich? Why? Why would you say that? He has done nothing that would make me feel that way. 1,000-year Reich? I absolutely disagree. I don't think that's even remotely in the cards when dealing with this entire ordeal. But, regardless. Moving on. Minnesota teacher resigns after posting call to kill Kavanaugh. So she sent out a whole flurry of tweets, actually. And they were all pretty stupid. So let's start here. This started with Brett Kavanaugh will be dealing with death threats for the rest of his life being on the Supreme Court. I doubt my Midwest ass is a real threat. I registered to vote today. Our next election is 11/6. Please register. So who's going to take one for the team and kill Kavanaugh? What? You doubt your Midwest ass is a real threat? You threaten to kill somebody. I mean, if somebody said that about Obama, which they did, Obama was one of the... If there's one thing that happened to Obama, there were a whole lot of death threats against him. That's true. I know that's true. Why? I don't know. Maybe because he was a shit president and he put a lot of people out of work? I don't think anything... I truly don't think it's race-related, personally. I don't. But to assume something like this based on literal lies... On lies. So because there's no information, there is no corroborating fact that this man did anything heinous his entire life other than drink a lot in high school and college. You want him dead for being a freaking frat boy. Why? Why? That blows my mind. So you're saying every single frat boy who aspires to be better than what they are in college should die. aspires to be a judge and rise to the highest court. Oh, the highest court. The FBI should investigate because it's the highest court. No, it doesn't. That's not how this works because you're stupid. You don't understand. You're dumb. You are stupid. But they did it anyway, and it still turned up nothing. And then it wasn't good enough. And we'll keep going back to it because they're dumb. And then you talk about killing them. Why? What is that going to get you? Actually, it would actually help out conservatives. Mainly because we would vote a lot more, and hopefully Trump would nominate Amy Coney Barrett. These people really are dumb. And I'm not even sad about it anymore. You're sitting here on Twitter today. I had somebody come out and say, what Bernie wants, his economics is, he wants to be a lot like Norway. Well, what? Norway's not socialist. That's hysterical. He was preaching that whole line. And I don't understand why people want this man dead. He didn't rape anybody. He didn't organize gang rapes. He might have flashed his penis. But even then, that was still proven to be false. I don't get it. So the school is saying that this lady, here's a quote. The actions of the employee did not occur at school, and there was no school devices, equipment, or other school staff involved in the actions. Superintendent Mark A. Zuzik said in a statement, "At no time were students or staff in danger." No, students or staff weren't in danger. She didn't threaten any of them. She threatened nobody other than Brett Kavanaugh. The district said Ness voluntarily resigned from her position with the school district and is no longer employed at the Alliance Education Center, which serves students ages 5 to 21 who have autism spectrum disorders, developmental disabilities, behavioral disorders, and other disabilities, the Star Tribune reported. So, what these idiots are going to end up trying to spin it as is, look at what conservatives did. They pushed a special ed teacher to resign because she said words. No, I just don't think she should be teaching kids. If you're going to promote violence like that, why should you be teaching children? Which is what we go on to our last story. Of this mob in Chicago attacking officers. And then they lock them in the house. These are kids. These are young men. 17, 16, 15, 18 tops. These are just kids. Attacking, beating, assaulting, and just treating cops like garbage. Where do they learn that? You gonna learn that in school? Respectfully, I had an issue with authority too when I was a kid. Who didn't? Who didn't stand up to their parents every now and then? Really, right? Who didn't talk back and then learn really quick that that's a bad idea? Who didn't have that talking to? Who didn't get in trouble at school for something? Even the person that showed up didn't miss a single day of school 4 years in my high school. Still had issues. Still got in trouble for things. Still got detention. Everybody gets in trouble. Because nobody's perfect. You're not supposed to be. And it's okay not to be. However, where do you learn that? And more importantly, do you learn to correct those actions? I would have to say these kids did not. You literally got a cop hanging on to a guy because he's hanging on to his partner. And then you got another cop hanging on to the other cop. Or you got another kid hanging on to another cop. It's just gross. And then this kid walks in. He watches this cop kick in this door. And then he just walks right in after him, filming. Where do these guys learn this? Where are these actions taught? Is Chicago that bad? I think the answer is yes. Now, just so happens, the officers are white, kids are black. No, not all black communities are this bad. I refuse to believe that because I've seen better. I've been around better. However, in certain cities, yeah, it's really bad. And I believe Chicago's one of them. I'm not saying every single black young adult in Chicago, male, is a piece of garbage. I'm not. These ones in this video are. They're not assaulting officers. Not the one recording anyway. But they're taunting a cop to shoot him. He's calling for this officer to shoot him. Where is that learned? Why aren't these kids in school? Why is this okay from anybody? If white kids were doing this, it wouldn't, you know what I mean? It almost wouldn't even be in the news. Right? Because it doesn't fit a narrative for anybody. And that's sad. I think we can actually find some common ground on that. But why is this accepted? These parents aren't going to do anything about it. These kids might not even tell them. And if they do, what are they going to do? Hit them a couple times? Maybe even if their parents are even around. I just don't I don't feel that when you have people who talk about 1,000-year Reich and somebody who calls this a sad day for our democracy or in the American public, and then you have a special eds teacher who wants Kavanaugh to die based on literally nothing at this point because he was a white frat boy that drank a lot in high school and college. That's why she wants him dead. That's it. Because when he was just a judge, none of this came up. None of it. So you take that out of the equation because nobody knew who he was, and that's what she wants. And she's a white woman. So all she's calling for is the killing of white men who drank beer in college. And that's it. I mean, really. And then you get the kids like this who act out like this, who assault cops because they can, and taunt cops to kill them so that they can get in trouble. It is disgusting. It really, really is. It's sad. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that liberalism is a mental disorder. It is. They're stupid. And they sit there and they try and say, well, Trump's this, Trump's that, Trump's a racist. No, he's not. Trump's, he's sexist. Yet again, no. You have no proof. None. Actually, he's proven to be the opposite of that. Oh, Kavanaugh doesn't respect women. Yet again, zero proof. He's actually done more than RBG has. Already. Day one. For women. But hey, whatever. He's just some frat boy that drank a lot. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy the show. Go ahead and reach out to my Gmail, theliberalletdown@gmail.com. Go ahead and find me on Twitter, liberal_letdown. God bless you and God bless America.